This is the first temple in Thebes that was built during the 19th dynasty. It was dedicated to god Ammon, his wife goddess Mut, and their son god Khonsu. The first king who built here was King Ramesses I, but he died before completing the job. So came his successor, King Seti I, and added to it. And finally, Ramesses II was the one who finished it. It was built for commemorating the memory of the king and his successors with the memory of the gods of Thebes who live in this part of Egypt.
The memorial temple of King Seti I is known as Gorna Temple. It's the first temple of the 19th dynasty in western Thebes and was dedicated to commemorate both King Ramesses I and his son King Seti I. So its constructor was King Seti I, as the short ruling time of his father King Ramesses I didn't enable him to build the temple for himself. The temple is consecrated to god Ammon-Ra, his wife Mut, and their son Khonsu, and was completed and finished by King Ramesses II after the death of his father Seti I. The temple of Seti I had a pair of pylons. Behind each was a grand court, but the boundaries of the two front courts were demolished to their foundations. So all what's left today is a rare part of the temple with its sacred parts, preceded by the second ruined court and its columns. The ceiling used to rest on 10 papyri columns. 9 remained and a part of the 10th column. The original length of the temple was 158 meters. Now it's 47 meters, with a breadth of 50 meters. The wall behind the columns lead to 3 main entrances leading to the 3 sections of the temple. The middle one leads to the sanctuary of the triad gods of Thebes and King Seti I. It's composed of a colonnade with 6 columns on 2 rows and a square vestibule and 3 chapels for the sacred barks of the triad of Thebes. Then a hall with 4 columns with side chambers around them. They were used to store all the elements required for the services in this temple that had once stood alone in the magnificent land of western Thebes. The memorial temple of King Seti I in the west bank of Luxor set an example to all the pharaohs who succeeded him, and although his temple was a mostly ruined one, yet its artistic constructions can tell how it once stood in glory. After entering through the main entrance in the middle, we reach the colonnade to find 3 small chambers on each side with walls bearing reliefs of the traditional scenes of either King Seti I or King Ramesses II in religious relationships with gods and goddesses, especially the sacred triad of Thebes, in addition to god Web-Wawut and Jehuti and Anubis and Monto and god Atum and the 2 goddesses Isis and Mait, and also priest Iyun Mut F. Behind that lies the sanctuary of the triad of Thebes, Ammon, Mut and Khonsu. The central chamber was dedicated to the bark of Ammon-Ra. It used to have 4 columns in 2 rows, but little was left undestroyed. To the right side is a chamber of the sacred bark of Khonsu, and to the left is a one of goddess Mut, his mother. Behind that is almost a square room at the rear of the temple, with 4 columns in 2 rows. Most of the scenes in the sanctuary represent King Seti I or Ramesses II, with each of Ammon, Mut and Khonsu, or with 2 of them.
So today we have with us here a guest from Australia. Hello, Chelsea.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Tell me about your experience in Egypt.
Well, so far it's been really good. I only got here yesterday, but it's been absolutely beautiful and I love the people.
Oh, so have you heard anything about Egypt before you came?
Yeah, I heard quite a bit, but very, very vague things. My mum told me a lot about it, and it was very reassuring. And yeah, but
So your friends back home, what did they tell you?
oh God, they told me the silliest things like, "Oh, stay out of bad places and bad things are going to happen," and I'm like, I don't think so. It's nothing like that, no.
Have you been talking to any of them so far?
Yes, they're really excited now that I'm here. They want to see all the photos. They just don't want to come here. So yeah,
So you'll be like a messenger.
very much so. I hope so. Hope to inspire people to come here because it's a really beautiful country.
Are there any special places you're looking forward to see?
Specifically Sinai and definitely the pyramids and everywhere else, but yeah.
What you're gonna do in Sinai?
Well, we're just going to look around and get more of an insight on this country and its spiritual beliefs and history.
Ah, so you're going to St. Catherine and Moses Mountain and...
Yes.
Okay, what about the archaeological sites like in Luxor or Aswan?
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I've actually done some research into that for school projects like the Saqqara bird. So yeah, it's been interesting and I can't wait to see it firsthand.
Right, so how long is your tour?
The tour goes for about 3 weeks, but I'm here for a month. So
A month?
yeah, pretty long.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good to get a feel for it and then start delving into it. A lot of people don't come here for long enough to adjust.
That's right. Egypt is so big and it takes you from 2 to 3 weeks really to see the most interesting sites here, right?
Yes, definitely.
So from your words, I understand that you really like Egypt a lot. If you have a message to tell your friends back home, what will it be?
It'd be just to come here and experience it because Australia does have a lot of misconceptions about this place, but really it's so beautiful and it's good for your cultural background. So yeah, I mean, a lot of kids feel that Australia is misconceived and people think that we ride kangaroos, and why wouldn't anywhere be the same? So yeah, definitely come and give it a try.
Thank you so much. I think also that we ride camels, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Chelsea, for your time.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor.
Thank you.
At the rear wall of the northern entrance is a grand colonnade, mostly ruined. It's 23 by 14 meters and used to have 10 columns in 2 rows. It was consecrated for the cult of Ra and has a small altar belonging to Ramesses II reign. Finally, we reached the part that was dedicated to the cult of Ammon and to commemorate King Ramesses I. It's a hall with 3 chapels for the Triad of Thebes and bas-reliefs of 3 kings of the same family who ruled Egypt consequently. They are Ramesses I, Seti I, and Ramesses II, which makes the temple a unique example of memorial temples in Luxor. None of the kings of Egypt